Spoilers.
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 Spoilers. Spoilers. Spoilers. I like that word.
I thought you might.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a new Review Who spin-off Review Who class, in which of course I will be reviewing the spin-off series Class. Just before we begin the review, however, there are a couple of points I would like to address. Firstly, like my Big Finish review series, the trivial trivia section has been removed entirely because after looking into it, there isn't that much trivial trivia in which to talk about for this series. Secondly, it can't be denied that Class was very much a series that separated the fandom. Personally, despite its faults, I quite like the series. However, I appreciate that not everyone is a fan, and sadly there are those people out there who go out of their way not only to criticise the show, but also its fans. As such, I will say here and now that any overly negative or insulting comments will be removed, and any repeat offenders may indeed be blocked. I fully respect others' opinions and their right to dislike or like what they choose. However, I also expect them to show me and others the same courtesy in return. If you want to rant about how much you hated Class, then fine, but the comment section of my videos is not the place to do that. For Tonight We Might Die is a fantastic opening episode. It's got new characters, aliens, action, a bit of gore to show this isn't a kids show, and even an appearance by the Doctor. In my opinion, this is probably the best episode of the series. However, sadly in this case, that's not a good thing. It's always good to start off with a strong opening to a new series, which for Tonight We Might Die is very much so. And that is of course not to say that there aren't other good episodes in this series. However, what you need are stronger stories or stories on the same level to follow. And for me, it just feels like the series hit its potential peak with the first episode rather than building up to it. The series could be seen as a Tales from Coal Hill School, now renovated as the Coal Hill Academy. Having previously made appearances in the classic series as the school Susan attends, the setting for parts of the story of Remembrance of the Daleks, and in the new series in the school in which Clara was a teacher. Because so much extraterrestrial activity has taken place over the years, a tear in space-time at Coal Hill has opened up, leading to even more things happening, similar to Torchwood and its rift. In a way, this is unfortunately another pitfall of the series, as it's tried to replicate the more adult drama of Torchwood with the same premise in a new setting, but it's unfortunately fallen rather flat. That being said, however, whilst the overall premise still does leave something to be desired, the range of characters is covered very well. We have Charlie, the new boy, April, the wallflower, and even as a man, she's probably the character I most identified with how I felt at school, Ram, the school sports stud, Tanya, the outsider, and finally Miss Quill, the strange teacher/adult of the group. The nice thing about this group is the way that they encompass almost all of these school/class stereotypes. And in some way, the audience will be able to relate to one or more characters based on their own experiences at school. As far as the story goes for this particular episode, it's hard to pick out any standout moments. Not because there aren't any, but this episode is more about setting up the premise and introducing the characters. However, like many, I think a standout scene for this episode certainly had to be the Doctor's timely intervention.
You know, I never thought that was possible. Dying well?
Although this is a great scene, it still feels now like some kind of hindsight sign for the show's future. When the thing that feels like the high point of a new series is a cameo appearance by the character of the main series it has spun off from, it does kind of feel like maybe we could have seen the show end coming a bit sooner. Again, rather like the story because of the introduction to the narrative, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of action in this episode. But that's not strictly true, as there is action as part of the narrative, such as April and Cora Kinnis becoming linked, Charlie's story of how he came to be at Coal Hill with Miss Quill, and of course, as previously mentioned, the Doctor's intervention into the events. However, I think the best piece of action that stands out is Ram's battle with Cora Kinnis. Not only does the initial death of Rachel come as something of a sudden surprise, but when coupled with the dismemberment of Ram's leg and the almost horror movie way it's shot, it serves as a reminder that whilst this series might be set in a school, it is not a series for younger audiences. As much as I hope we do get more Class, either as another series or possibly even a two-parter finale taking part in a series of Doctor Who, or even as a series of novels or big finish dramas, it unfortunately does seem unlikely to happen. That being said, however, if you find yourself with a rainy day and not much to do, I urge you to watch Class from the beginning. Maybe it's because you know it's only going to be a short series to watch, but in re-watching this episode for this review, I found myself by the end wanting to watch more. As I said, it's a very strong opening episode, and whilst it does, to me, feel like the peak of the series, it still makes this episode and the others well worth watching. And that brings to a close the first episode in what I think Review Who Class. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it really helps me out a lot. And be sure to check out the description below for a link to my Patreon. There is an exclusive webcomic and rewards for people who support it, and the funding generated by my Patreon helps me fund future videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.